Hello, people of the universe. We have some interrupting news. It is Seat Time Live. Here's your host, Brian Pierce.
Well, thank you, Kaylin, for introducing us here. For those of you tuning in, it's episode 209 of Seat Time. We are live on this Tuesday evening. It is almost June. Kaylin, can you believe that?
Yeah.
I know, right? Summer is here. It's getting warm. It's rainy as crazy here in Texas. But, yeah, we're going to have some fun this summer, right?
All I have to say is that I'm kind of sad with school ending because I know that all my friends miss me, and let's just say that I'm a big deal.
Sounds a little egotistical.
It is not. Don't listen to him. He's crazy, and you know it.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it when we get home, I guess. Those of you guys, thank you for tuning in. This is Seat Time, the online show for the off-road enthusiasts. Of course, this is where we do the beer drinking and the bench racing. She's not old enough. Through all of the off-road news that has been going on in the world. Big stuff, of course, is thank you very much for our sponsors. Fly Racing at flyracing.com sponsoring us. As we were mentioning, it's getting very hot. You want to go pick up yourself some kinetic gear, get vinted, stay cool, and support your local dealers. Of course, Kenda Tire USA is at kendatire.com. As being an off-road rider and needing different kinds of tires to make sure that you're getting the traction you need in the correct amount of terrain, Kenda's got everything that you're going to need for that, especially the fun Equilibrium tires. So you get a nice, fun Trials Hybrid and lots of good traction, especially if you're going with us to Colorado for Seat Time Adventures, right? Exactly. Lastly, but not least, SRT Off-Road with all the bike protection you could handle to make sure that when you're doing all this extreme riding and you're off-road and there's rocks and there's roots and there's chances to crash, that you're not going to wind up dinging up your bike. You're only going to ding up your body more than you can only imagine. But SRToffroad.com, thank you guys for their support. This is Seat Time. We do our video show, but at the same time, you can get us audio only at Stitcher and iTunes. Just go and search for Seat Time. We do have a chat room going, of course. It's tlk.io/Seat Time. And sorry for last week. We've tried to play around to figure out what technical errors were kind of going on, but it turns out that we actually had, it was all kind of within the computer. It wasn't anything with YouTube. And so what we did is we brought our computers to our friends, and hopefully they've figured out what it was that was going on. There are so many IT-esque and nerdy things type stuff that Steven and I know how to figure out. But after a certain amount, we just say, hey, guys, we're going to pay you to do it because you're smarter than we are. That's a smart thing to do, right, Kaylin?
I don't even know what you're talking about. Keep talking.
Yeah, you can't pay your friends to do your homework, can you?
No.
Yep. That's not the way it works.
I have to do it myself.
Yes. So we just had, so today's Tuesday, right? So
yes.
Yesterday was Monday.
Yes.
Right? And we had, what day did we celebrate? What holiday?
Memorial Day!
Right, yeah. So obviously, happy belated Memorial Day to everybody out there. And it's just a great time to say thank you to all of our veterans, all of those who have served, all of who are serving. And of course, thank you to those who have had loved ones that have, lost their lives while on duty. It was interesting. Kaylin and the family came out there yesterday while we were doing Murph at CrossFit Hap here. And Murph, for those of you who don't know, is a really big hero WOD that CrossFit does for Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who lost his life in the line of duty over in Iraq. And he did a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 sit-ups, and then another mile run. It took me 54 minutes and 42 seconds, and I am sore, very, very sore from that endeavor on Monday. But it's well worth it. It's one of those situations where the whole time you're going through it and you just go, oh, my gosh, the pain. But it's so worth it because of what people have done for this country and for people like myself and my kids and things of what we have ability for us. So, while you're going through that, you just think about the fact of what those guys have done, and it really does make it a lot more worth it. So hopefully you guys had a good Memorial Day. I didn't get a chance to ride, but we did get a lot of family time, which is fantastic, right? We got to go play in the pool after Murph and everything.
Yeah, on Monday, I have a feeling that half of the world went out there and got fireworks and celebrated the people in their lives who dedicated their lives to protecting America. And that's why we have this holiday, right? Yep. I mean,
that's part of it.
Yeah, it's veterans. Everyone out there, I'm going to say right now, everyone out there who's protected and done a service for our world, I'm going to give a big thank you to. Camera hug.
Camera hug. All right, high five. I like it.
Yeah, that's a big big responsibility for them. It's like doing chores for me.
That's one heck of a relation to make, and I appreciate you being as candid as possible, my dear. So I don't know if we're showing it right now, but one of the things I thought was cool because it was Memorial Day and we did have a lot of racing going on is the GNCC had a big thank you in their Instagram account, and it looked like they had a good what's it called now, the color guard out there with the flag and everything kind of before the race. And I know they do that before the races. It was just really nice to see the imagery that they posted to their Instagram account and tweeted. I thought it was really good. So that's kind of what we did for Memorial Day. Welcome to the chat room, Angel and Mark Cock. I'm glad that you guys are here, and it's going to be a good time. So, Kaylin, I know that this is your first time on Seat Time, but what we like to do is we like to go through some of the recent Dirt Buzz. And the Dirt Buzz is things that, so dirtbuzz.com is a website where you can go on a weekly basis on Mondays and see and get your updates from the racing that has happened, right, over the weekend. Makes sense? So it's your Monday Buzz. Yeah.
Okay.
So we like to go through this and kind of talk about some of the stuff that's gone on. So some of the big stuff was the Grand National Cross Country that happened this past weekend. The John Penton. Now, the John Penton is in Ohio, and John Penton is he's kind of a hero in our sport. He's done not only a lot of racing and a lot of development, but he's had his own brand, which then kind of pretty much became KTM's, which are the orange bikes that you see Dad and I riding now. Right? Yeah, you like those.
I have a KTM sweater. I would have worn it, but I don't know where it is.
But then you ride a Yamaha, and that's okay because it was free.
Free Yamaha.
Yeah, we like free. Free is the way to go. So great job to Kailub Russell, though. 5 in a row now for this guy. Had a slow start to the season, probably still healing up from knee surgeries and just all the recovery there. But, of course, he's back on target, which is insane. Second place, Josh Strang. Josh Strang appeared to be under the weather a little bit from some of his posts that he was talking about, and then Thad Duvall in third. Now, this is a podium that we've seen before, where we can see Russell Bobbitt in first, or Kailub Russell in first, and then Josh Strang in second, and Thad Duvall in third. So unless Kailub Russell really starts to have some issues, even though he did in this race, where Josh Strang and Thad Duvall can take advantage of that, it's going to be tough for anybody to start reeling in the points on Kailub Russell.
Yeah. I see right here that all those people who are below Kailub Russell, they better catch up.
They're trying to.
Yeah.
They're trying to.
Now, let me see. So, Kailub Russell is in first. Who's Josh?
Josh Strang. He's an Australian.
Okay.
He rides for the factory Husqvarna team.
I would probably say the second and third. That if Kailub Russell is doing like a really, really good job, I'd give you a big thumbs up right now for keeping up with him. It's pretty good.
I agree. They do do a good job. It's just tough sometimes. Kailub Russell with 5 in a row wins.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive, and so it's tough to catch up to somebody with that kind of steam rolling through.
Kailub Russell, is he? Wow. I'm just saying right now, he must be a champion.
He is. He's the 3-time XC1 GNCC champion. So that's why he's such a hard person to beat. In the XC2 class, we had Craig DeLong, first place, Lane Michael in second, and then Mike Witkowski in third. And then Trevor Bollinger, who we've seen win up until this point in the XC2 class, actually was in fourth. And he had a lot of mechanicals going on. They had to stop and switch out his front brake, the whole unit. So I think he said he lost about 7 minutes because of that. So for him to come back into fourth is actually a fantastic ride for him. I think he was in 16th at one point in the XC2 class. But Craig DeLong, congrats to him. I believe this is his first XC2 win. Lane Michael on the podium as well, and those guys are both on the Coastal Racing team. And Mike Witkowski, we actually had him on the show a couple weeks ago to talk with him after some of the really good riding that he did at the OMA, where he did take the overall win. And he's on the RPM factory team, or the RPM KTM team. So, yeah, keep it up, dudes. Keep having fun out there. And then, let's see, the woman. So this is the woman's XC class. So there's a ladies class.
Thank goodness.
Right? I was so worried we weren't going to get into this. So why don't you tell us the first, second, and third in the women's class?
I'm sorry if I don't say your name right.
Just go with it.
Casey, I can't see. Martinez.
Yep.
Cool. Taylor.
Yep.
Jones. Becca Sheets.
There you go. And then Brooke Costner in fourth. So
Okay.
first, second, and third. Great job, ladies. And then look at the picture that we're looking at here is actually if you go to Dirt Buzz and you're looking at this thing, the picture is actually, it looks like it's the 10 a.m. overall. That's why there's a dude in the picture. So Casey Martinez and then Taylor Jones, who were first, second, not only in the women's class, but also overall in the 10 a.m. race. But then it looks like the Hayden Van Kuren snuck up in there for the third overall. I do not know what class he was in, though, but obviously being in the 10 a.m. class, he's in one of the like sportsman-type programs or one of the younger, a little bit younger sportsman-y type.
I'm going to have
classes.
to say, there's a lot of things that boys are saying that girls can't do.
No.
But dirtbag racing, I am impressed, ladies. This is one of the things I would never thought that girls would get into so much. Like I'm really psyched about this.
Well, yeah, you ride. We don't race.
I know. I don't see a lot of little girls though riding their bikes out there.
Well, that's because we haven't been to the races in a long time. We've just been so busy with everything else.
What I'm saying is,
You needed to go to the races more?
yes.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
need to see this before I completely believe it. I need to see you, girls. I need to see you ride. So, if people are commenting on this, do people comment on this?
They
Is this
can.
a thing? Okay.
Is this a thing?
Yes. Is this?
I think she knows how it works, Steven.
Yeah. More people. People out there. If you watch Seat Time right now, comment because I need to know. I need to know more about this. So if you watch Seat Time, please comment right here to this man on Seat Time and tell me more about this because I need to know about this racing with girls and Seat Time. I don't know anything.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that
People.
anything that gets sent to me or to us in the Seat Times genre,
Yeah.
we'll get it over to Miss Kaylin Grace here. Moving over to WORCS, this past weekend was round 8 at the Iron Mine Race Park. We saw Dalton Shirey take another win, and that's fantastic for this dude. He's really been on rails. And Robby Bell, second place, and then we saw Eric Yorba in third. It's a tight race. We didn't expect this. Robby Bell didn't really seem to have that much competition last year, or to have too many issues, if you will. But obviously now his points lead is diminished quite a lot, so he's only 4 points ahead of Dalton right now in the overall points lead. So congratulations to those guys. And then obviously there's multi-classes, all that kinds of stuff, and what's going on with the WORCS Championship. And then let's get into this. Let's get into some of the meat and potatoes, Stephen, of what we're going to be talking about. The Erzberg Rodeo and the Red Bull Hare Scramble was this past weekend. It was the 22nd running. Okay, I'll be 37 this July. You're 10, so you were 12 years away from even being in this world. You know, that race has been
Yeah.
going on. I think it's been like 95. I don't do math, so that's 94 or 95. I graduated high school in 97. So it's crazy to think
Wow.
that this event has been going on that long. I knew it had been going on for a long time, but that's a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty crazy. So I know that you've got a couple things. So let's check out that tweet that we got going on, just because I think this one picture is just epic. This is in Carl's Diner. Kaylin, can you see how big those rocks are?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they had to ride through like 10 kilometers of that, which is a lot.
Whoever made it through without getting injured, I'd say you're a champion. And people
Well,
who didn't
They're
get
not really a champion. They're just the person that got to the next checkpoint.
no, what I mean is that's gotta be really dangerous right there.
It is.
All those rocks are just like cramming into the what do you call it?
Motorcycle?
Racetrack. Racetrack.
Yeah, well, no. The rocks are the racetrack.
Okay.
It makes it weird,
Okay.
doesn't it?
Whoever made it but did get injured, I'm not saying you're not a champion. I'm saying that you're like really good at that.
Yes, I would agree. I would
Oh,
agree.
wow.
So what they did is, luckily enough, they already put a highlight reel out. I'm going to put my headphones on and listen to this and give you guys a little bit of feedback from some of the stuff that I heard while I was talking and listening to different people out there in the world. So, Steven, give us the goods.
I'm probably never ever going to try this out. Motocross
I hope you
racing.
don't.
No, I don't want to get injured. I don't like boo-boos. No.
So this is cool because of the fact they do a lot of parties that go on. So we find out that this is like a huge beer festival that happens. They do a big old party. Everybody gets out there and just goofs off. And then they get into the prologue type stuff. Obviously, they've got Red Bull sponsored events. So they've got the Red Bull divers that come in there. All kinds of, I mean, they do the planes, and then they get ready. So Graham Jarvis, 26th this year on the prologue, which is pretty interesting. So they get the start. I like how the start's different this year. I don't know if it's because of the way the mine worked out or what, but I like the fact that it's a lot faster and it's not directly into a climb. Now they do cut to a bunch of climbs here, so it makes it look like it is, but it's not. This is a little bit further on. Of course, then we see Taddy Blazuziak did get out front early a little bit. He was number 10, but unfortunately he did have some issues and wound up finishing 9th. Graham Jarvis did awesome. That's Cody Webb there, who did amazingly well as well. First American on the podium.
Exactly how many racers were there?
It started with 1,800 racers, and on race day, I believe it dwindled down to 800. That's a great question, Kaylin. I have to look it up. So there's 50 riders per row, and it looked like there was about 10 to 12 rows. So maybe 500 to 600 that started. So, and then we'll get to talking about Lazy Noon here in a little bit, and Cody Webb making it up right there. That was damn impressive. That was how he got around Alfredo Gomez to come in second place. But then when Graham Jarvis came over that huge wall ride and was able to come into first place, it was absolutely epic to watch and how it happened and went down. It's good for him because of the fact that, he had to tie last year with everybody because downtown, that hill climb was so nasty. They had so much trouble getting out of there. So obviously that's great. I mean, they did put together this awesome 2-minute little segment for us to be able to enjoy. Those are really just the highlights. There are so much more if you go to the Red Bull channel and check out all the videos they have. But so what's crazy is Graham Jarvis never seems to be out front first, right? He's always kind of a top 10 kind of starter. But, man, that guy is just so good when it comes to being a technical rider that he just starts zipping around people. And once he got out front, I think only one person for a little while actually got, tried to give him a little bit of a run for his money. Yeah. But once he got up machine super quick, which I think was around 10.10, and he was gone. He just kept on expanding it. The only place where I saw a lot of drama, if you will, is at Lazy Noon, which is the last hard climb before you enter the arena to then come out to the end, and that was Alfredo Gomez had about a 3-minute lead on Cody Webb. So Alfredo Gomez was in second place. Cody Webb was in third, right? So what happened is Alfredo Gomez could not make it up Lazy Noon, which, again, is a very steep technical hill. It's that one where we saw Cody Webb kind of pitch his bike up to the top and it's like skirted up there to go get it. Well, what happened is so Cody Webb caught up, and then they just kept going back and forth. Like neither of them could make it. I think they both tried. Alfredo Gomez had to have tried at least 20 times, where Cody Webb probably tried 9 or 10 different times. And Cody Webb made it first. So then he was able to kind of, to lollygag into the finish. And Alfredo Gomez did finally make it up as well and came in third place. But it was just insane to watch that because you watched Graham Jarvis, make it up like it was nothing, right? It was super simple. And then we see Alfredo Gomez and Cody Webb, two fantastic extreme enduro racers, have so much trouble on it.
How many years has, what's his name? The one who made it up who
made it really easy?
Yeah.
Graham Jarvis.
How many years has Graham Jarvis been doing this?
Well, it's crazy because Graham Jarvis is in the world of enduros and riding and racing, he's actually older than a lot of the competitors. Graham Jarvis is older than I am. I think Graham Jarvis is in his early 40s. But again, it's all about being fit and the technical ability. And that's one of the things with Graham Jarvis is he's so smart and precise in the way that he rides that he makes sure that he doesn't overexpend any energy in the wrong place.
Yeah.
So that's why he's able to do so good in these longer, more extreme kind of endurance events.
I can see in his face that he's really coordinated, and the way he goes up those hills, the way you've just told me about him, it seems like he's really good at this.
Yes. Yes. Other ones that are really good at this is Cody Webb, who was in second, and Alfredo Gomez in second. And again, they had their issues. They're back and forth on Lazy Noon. Cody Webb finished his last college exam on a Tuesday, flew to Austria on a Wednesday, and then raced the prologue on Friday, and then Saturday, and then raced the final event on Sunday. So congrats to that dude. Then on Monday, then today he turned 28 years old. So happy birthday, Cody Webb. Congrats on being the first American to podium at Erzberg, and hopefully next year it's on to being the top podium.
I will say dirt bike racing and every other kind can be really dangerous. You could break anything on you, practically, and it could ruin you, basically. If that did not just put you down, you keep on racing.
Oh, yeah. No, most of these guys, even though if they do get injured, they just keep on fighting through it and having fun. So.
Yeah. If anything everyone has ever said about dangerous things in dirt bike racing and you didn't get put down by it and you didn't get scared, I'd say you're a champion. You keep going and you don't stop until you reach the end. That's like the only thing.
Kaylin likes champions.
Say.
Well, what's crazy is of all these all the starters they had, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of starters, only 9 finished in the 4-hour time limit. That's insane. But of course, we got to give some honorable mentions to some of our dudes that made it over there. Colton Haker in 19th. He made it to the 19th checkpoint. Kyle Redmond, he was in 23rd, made it to the 18th checkpoint. Max Gersten was 42nd overall, made it to the 17th checkpoint. And our young lad from the Northeast Ripa, Hunter Newworth, was 94th, and he made it to the 12th checkpoint. What's fun is Hunter qualified in the prologue higher than Graham Jarvis. So Graham Jarvis was 26th, and Hunter was 25th. So super stoked to see Hunter do so good. He's just a cool dude that we met at the TKO. He's been on the show a couple times. Just so stoked to see him go over there with his dad and have so much fun. They even got a chance to see relatives and everything while they're out and about in their travels. And, of course, Hunter, he's 17, 18 years old, but over there it's legal to drink. So he was able to enjoy some beers with his dad while they were traveling in Germany.
Cool. If you have any family members with you on those trips, I'd say that you bring the ones who really encourage you. That's what gives you enough strength to go out there and do what you need to do on the race. That's what encourages you the most, I think.
I really hope that you're as smart as you are because you've been paying attention to everything I say, because if not, then we should pat the other person on the back because I don't know who it is.
I get all the advice from everyone I practically know.
Good. That's good to hear.
I know a lot of people. You'd be surprised.
And then, of course, we had a couple bits from the John Penton. How much did we show from that, Steven? We got those. They got that fun video. Let's show that video because this video of Kailub Russell just ripping it through the woods is epic.
I've seen a lot of crashing with the dirt bags
and
the racing in the videos. But they keep on going. It's amazing. I don't even know if some of these people are like one of those really tough and strong people.
What I love about this video is it looks like he's not really going that fast, right? Like from this perspective, it looks like he's just kind of cruising. And that is what I feel like the speed I might go, right? But then knowing that that's Kailub Russell and I'm not Kailub Russell, that the fact that I'm probably going half that speed in situations like that blows my mind. Like how slow I would actually look in those situations versus how, quote unquote slow Kailub Russell might look there. And then of course we've got the image of Kailub Russell on the podium with all the dudes. Congrats to those guys, man. I know it's got to be those 3 hours of racing. That's Craig DeLong, Lane Michael, and Mike Wachowski. And hopefully get better, Chris Bach. I did hear that he had a really bad accident. I was trying to read up a little bit more of that before the show. Unfortunately, did not get a chance to kind of like learn everything to be extremely educated on it. So I don't want to make any guesses, but I do know that he did have to, leave, and he did have to go to the hospital. And so, I'm to find that out. I want to make sure that I speak in the proper on it. So, it was interesting with Trevor Bollinger, though, the fact that he rode as well as he did after he had the kind of mechanical problems that he was having. So
I'm going to give a shout out to...
Oh, good. Shout out. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to give a shout out to all of those racers. From the beginning of motocross and all the way to whenever it ends, I'm going to give a shout out to everyone who started.
because they need love too.
Yeah, even if you didn't make it through, to your family members and on to your grandchildren and then to your children, I'm going to say shout-outs.
Shout-outs.
Just a very rare shout-out. I'm going to say keep pursuing your dream. You know, you might fail and you might give up. It's your choice.
You don't want to do that?
Out there, when you're doing that, I can't even believe they were brave enough to start.
Those are big rocks.
Yeah. And to imagine those hills, sometimes they have hills that just go straight down. I can imagine the fear that they would have.
So believe me, I've imagined the fear because I've lived it, and I've pitched myself off the bike, and I've been like, I'm done, I'm out. Of course, we talked about the Ironman WORCS that happened this past weekend. You know, it was cool to see all the stuff.
I'm so confused.
Hello. Steven is typing to me in the program, and it's like ghost typing.
I can see you.
I can see you.
Yeah, we've got a ghost named
It's
Steven.
a little creepy. It's a little creepy.
That's what Jewel did. Joel.
He
typed us when we were in the same restaurant. He was like, he typed my mom. He typed mom, and she was like, what? And I was like, what did he do? And I was like, what? And she was like, someone just typed me, I can see you. And I was like, who was it? And she was like, Joel. It doesn't make sense because I left and we didn't even know we were going to the same restaurant. So it was so creepy. I felt like he was following us. And then we saw him again at another place. And then again at another place. Coincidence. People, have you ever had a coincidence right like at the exact moment with someone that you know and you've seen them and you didn't even mean to? You need to right now comment and tell us what happened. Because that's just creepy, isn't it?
I would agree. Kaylin, when you watch these videos on YouTube all the time, how much do they tell you to comment on it?
I don't even know what comment means. Look it up if you don't know. Because I don't even know how to look it up.
So you're going to look it up?
Yeah, I'm probably going to look it up. But I'm too tired to.
That's okay. I understand.
If you're too tired, you can look it up in the morning.
Look it up tomorrow. Or, you know, people could find this in a year from now, so then they can just look it up in a year and a half. Right?
Future! Wait.
That's how the internet works.
Wait a minute. You guys, what if they don't have motocross in the future?
Oh, they will. It'll be something with electric bikes because, you know, motorized vehicles will be outlawed, but, you know, whatever.
Comment down below.
Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that.
No.
Okay, Chris Bach broke C7 vertebrae in 3 spots and T6 in middle of back. Says should heal without surgery from Chris Bach Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty tense. I'm not going to lie. That's some nasty, nasty stuff. I did see him in the neck brace and all that kinds of stuff. So...
Oh.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Blink. And Blink, I appreciate all the fun videos that you tag us in because he's out there at all the GNCCs and you know, tagging seat time so we can check them out and see what's going on. It's a good way to do that. Of course. So, Kaylin, I wanted to see what else you wanted to talk about because coming up we have June 11th through the 12th. We've got the Dunlop Tomahawk in New York. But then after that, we're starting to hit the summertime. We're going to get a National Enduro in there. We're going to take a little bit of a break from GNCCs. We've got a full gas sprint Enduro coming up soon, I think.
Whoa.
But other than that, we're kind of, you know.
New York?
Yeah, we're not going.
Well, I'm going to New York.
When are you going to New York?
With Dad. I'm going to New York soon. After my first trip, anyway.
Your second summer trip this summer is to New York?
Yes, I'm going to New York.
Where in New York?
New York.
New York is the state.
Okay.
There are multiple places within
We're going to
said
the
state.
Little New York.
The Little New York.
I
like
think.
New York City?
Yes.
You're going to New York City, the Big Apple?
Yes, because I'm going there to see Megan.
Oh, is that his fiance? Oh, it's going to get weird.
Yeah. I haven't even met her. I'm nervous.
I would be. That's okay. You're going to Taos first, so you can get unnervous.
Do you guys have advice? People out there, do they have...
On the internet?
Yeah.
I'm sure that they could offer advice. Why? What's your question?
What do you do if you have someone you don't know, but like say your dad likes them. Does your dad have a fiance and you don't know what to do if you don't know them?
Well, that's why you're going to New York to meet them.
I know, but she. See, the thing is, he's like known her for a while now, and I'm like nervous because on that trip.
We can tell.
No.
You are. Look at your feet. Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right, we'll bring this back to dirt bikes.
Bring it back to dirt bikes, people. What about dirt bikes?
There's good dirt biking in New York.
Cool.
There's good mountain biking in New York, too.
Mountain biking.
Yeah? All right. Well, Kaylin, I wanted to say thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. I really appreciate it. Before you take off on your first trip tomorrow, good time to spend some time together before you're gone for 2 weeks. We did a little bit shorter show tonight. We just wanted to make sure that some of the equipment was working better. We do know that we still had a little bit of issues, and now, but we're better. We're actually streaming this time, which is a damn good start. So thank you guys for tuning in and checking us out. Remember, this is Seat Time. It's the on-loan show for the off-road enthusiasts. You can find us at seattime.co is the website. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/seattime. And then, of course, Twitter, it's at seattime_co. And on Instagram, it's at seattime. You can... remember to please go check out our sponsors. So Fly Racing, you can find them at flyracing.com, Kenda Tire USA at kendatire.com, and SRT Offroad at srtoffroad.com. And all of those are purchasable at your local dealer, which is we would appreciate you supporting. And we have Seat Time Adventures coming up quite soon. We've got more riders that have reached out recently to come on the adventure, and we're all for it. We didn't fill up, so we're getting closer to the numbers now. So that's fun. It's going to be interesting. We love new adventures. And, yeah, it's going to be a great time. Of course, we will be live again next week, and we hope everybody is tuned in and we have more fun. We're going to Skype more riders in, and Kaylin's going to be on her trip.
Wait.
What?
One more thing to say.
Comment below.
Yes. No. As long as I've been here, guys, this is like the first time I've literally been on Seat Time, except that other time. It's pretty awesome. Check it out. Do what he said. I'm going to learn more about it. So remember, comment down below. Tell me what you know about it. Or else, to this gentleman, comment to him and put some notes down below. Tell me more about motocross and stuff like that. And maybe next time, I might be on here next time. Yeah, you guys, commenters, you're very awesome racers. You're pretty awesome too. I like to say that. Keep going. And if you get injured, don't let yourself get down on it. Questions. Keep coming with the questions, because those are pretty fun to answer, I bet. And so next time, there better be a lot of them. I'm watching you.
I like it. Now to wrap it up, Kaylin, you got to say, all right, we'll see you next week. Always enjoy a pint full of awesome.
Okay, we'll wrap it up next week. Always enjoy a pint full of awesome. KK rules!